Hello everybody. Just a short video here to briefly showcase you how to work with Discord, which is our digital collaborative room for this workshop. Because it partially because it supports up to 50 simultaneous voice and video and screen sharing users at a time, and also because it is a bit less cumbersome and a bit less heavy than a piece of software like Skype for Business, etc. So hopefully you will all be on board with actually using Discord throughout this workshop. I have sent a message here on your Moodle board where there should be a link, and also a link here inside the Moodle room on our workshop page. And if you just press that, you will go into Discord. And if you've never been on Discord before, you will be prompted to make a user and download the application for Mac or for Windows or for your phone. And then you can accept this invitation. And when you accept the invitation, it will open the Discord app. And the first time that you open the app, it will look something like this. This is your sort of your home screen where you have your friends and people you can make direct messages to. So from there, it basically looks like a traditional chat program. You can make groups with people, add people up here. You can start a video conversation with one or more people, or voice, and etc. like that. But you have been invited into what's called a server, and you can see over here I have all of my servers basically. And you have been invited to this server called Service Representation and Prototyping Workshop. And I have created this room, and you can see as of now, there are already 11 of you who have joined. Thank you for that. And just to quickly walk you through how Discord works and how our organization in here works, you can see over here the users. You can see me as a teacher, and you will be offline here as students. When you come into the room, you come into this room called General Discussions. You can see all the rooms over here. And the room you're in now is called Classroom. And you can see I have pinned a message here in which I sort of say that this is where we will pose questions to each other. Eacher, I have written. Maybe I should edit that. You can post questions to each other. So now you can see here how you edit your messages actually. And you can see here at the my name and at the one called everyone, you can see that there is a tag. And that is because that when I write down here in the chat domain, if I then make an @ sign, and then I can choose among you members or just write everyone. And then a prompt will basically, like you when you're being tagged on Facebook or something like that, will pop up with your name basically. So that's sort of one of the syntax that we gotta know in here. Besides that, you can send your rudimentary GIFs, you can send emojis, and you can upload your own files by pressing the plus icon down here. In the classroom, we're gonna post general questions. That's also where you will write me and ask me if I could join you for a group meeting and a session like that. I'll also post some links and resources in here. That will be links to the YouTube videos that I post with video lectures. It will also be if I come up with some smaller videos along the way where I show a specific technique in Adobe Premiere or another piece of software. And it can be resources for design fiction, video sketching, etc. And you can of course also post links and resources in here, what you find useful throughout the workshop. Now these are text rooms. There are also a voice channel here. And you can see I've made a guide here for the voice channel for how to make it work. It is easiest to make work if you actually download the application, the Discord app, for Windows or for Mac or for your phone. It does work in the web browser, but video and screen sharing and audio is a bit of a world of pain to get to use to get to work for many there. But it should be rather easy. The guide basically tells you to go up. Now mine is in Danish, I'm afraid, but go up in Discord in the preferences, go under voice and video, and make sure that on most of your machines, it should be at either default or built-in input at both the output and the input. So default or built-in, the options there. Then it should work. And another thing, while you're in the preferences, you can go under privacy and security and maybe make sure that these things about your data is deselected. So it's not Discord does adhere to the GDPR, so there are no problems there. But basically, so you won't even send anonymous data to them, and they cannot use your data to create a more customized Discord experience. You might as well make sure that they don't track your data. And besides that, you can change your name. It would be very nice if you actually use your real names in this Discord server. So I could actually call you something else than GW lead something. And you can put a profile picture. Okay, you can also right click on your name and make a nickname if you want that. Then you can just make sure that in this room you're named this, and you can have other names in other rooms basically. And you can add people as friend, tilføj ven or add friend in English. And when you add people as your friends, they will show up here in the home. They will show up over here basically. And that's when you will be able to create these small groups where you can video chat, for example. But inside this room, the voice channel here, when that is set up, I just have to press one of the icons which has this voice icon, and watch what happens when I press here now. You can see now that my icon is here. I am inside this room, and whenever I talk, I become green over here. And if you were online now, you could essentially just press on the same classroom here, and you would instantaneously be inside this room where you can hear my voice chat. So we don't have to exchange Skype IDs, we don't have to call each other or anything. You just jump in and out of the rooms where you actually want to talk, just like in a physical place. And you can see down here that I'm voice connected. I can of course abort, cancel the call, but I can also choose to go live. And when I choose that, I can choose to go live either with my entire screen or with just one application window. That could, for example, be my slides here. And I will make them online in the classroom. You can see it opens my slides. But now essentially the slides will be live here in this window whenever the window is actually active. Can resize it a bit here. Like that. And it will be live as soon as someone actually connects to it. So this is a great way for me to quickly show you some examples. If I wanted to show you my slides, I wanted to show you my screen or something like that, to actually showcase you some quick tips in Adobe Premiere, for an example, or another thing. And I can easily just stop it again here. And you could see here that when I was live, it showed over here that there was a live session going. So you can also keep an eye if you suddenly log in and see, okay, Peter is actually active with someone, something in the classroom. You can jump in and see if it's something that is interesting for your group too. And speaking of groups, I have made these 9 groups, chat rooms basically, where you can discuss, share links, discuss things in your groups. And if you don't know your group number, I have uploaded here a list of your semester project groups. I can see in group 3 here that Freja Lund has already said hi to her group. So please, the rest of group 3, go in and say hi to Freja. But this is basically my proposal for here is your sort of your group space, really, where you can share links and share with the resources that you're working with throughout the workshop here. And what I've seen my other students do is they have then also had a shared group channel. So I have one here called group meetings, which is basically the same as before, a voice channel. So you can see you could just log in here And then you could be all of your group members constantly in voice connection with each other with a very, very efficient voice connection. It's rather stable also. And you can rapidly say, okay, can you please look at what I'm doing in Adobe Premiere now? And you click and you just show the screen and the rest of the group can follow. And none of the others in the group will see this. They will just see that you're in a meeting right now in your group. But this is also a neat way for you to say, okay, you can go in and write me up here maybe and say, let's say you write Peter, could you please join us in group 2 when you have the time? And you could send that. Then I'll know that I have to join this group to have some discussions with you about whatever question or supervision or feedback you would like. So again, it is a much more easy and much more seamless way for us to have feedback sessions throughout this workshop than using Skype or using Moodle, God forbid it. So hopefully you can agree that this might be beneficial for us and it can actually have some value. You can always, when you join, for example, the red sections in your schedule where we have our live sessions together, I would like you all to join me in this voice channel. And you could, of course, just press this one where you mute each other. So I can't hear you unless you have a question, but you can listen to me. So we can have 40 people listening in, but only people joining in actually talking when they have a question. Or you can chat and write questions here in the classroom so I can see them while I am talking. I think we'll manage, and I think we'll actually figure out a good way of doing this, hopefully. Besides that, as I mentioned, you can right-click on people, make them your friends, because one thing that is lacking in this room is the video chat. So if you actually want a real sort of video chat, you have to make sure that you have added people as your friend, and then go up here, and then you can create a direct message group with whomever you want. When you've done that, you just press start video call and then you're up and running. And it also works rather well. You get an update down here on either Windows or Mac whenever there is a new update. And if you don't want constant updates from a group that is not your own, you can always right click on one of the rooms and say that you, not the talking channels, sorry, on one of the rooms and say that you want to make it muted for either some time or until you enable it. So maybe you want to mute all the channels that are not your own group. Do that if you don't want constant updates. And is there anything more that I need to tell you about Discord? Besides making sure it does take a day or two to get used to actually jumping in and out of these classrooms, but to my experience, you people, many of you actually already use this kind of software. So last week, it only took an hour or two for my students to actually get a hang of this, and it was a really pleasant experience supervising in this way. So hopefully you can jump aboard and see if we can make this work. We will, of course, still be using Moodle also, but that will basically be for uploading slides and everything, and I will link to the slides and the videos up here and in the classroom too. So if you're on Discord, there is a good chance that you will see all the relevant information also from the course, and it will be here that we collaborate throughout the week. So see you on Discord.